This is great. This is so awesome. This is so good. And let's say, because oftentimes when we're beginning to work with the universal law or the universal law of abundance, manifestation, magic, all of that stuff, spells, there's oftentimes either a conscious or an unconscious resistance or block. Mm-hmm. So what do you suggest, or how have you worked through some mental blocks, self-worth blocks, if that's the case? Because I know that that's also a lot of my own traps, is my worthiness still really tugs at my heart, even though that's the basis and the foundation of the work that I do, is learning about self-love and loving yourself. What can you speak to that, and what actionable steps can we do to mend that?
First, I want to address you, because it's also one of the things in me. Self-worth, the feeling of abandonment, all of that, that is real. And because you yourself know it and you work on your own every day, it makes you more authentic in offering guidance to someone who is just starting. I look at, in anything I do, whether it's where I go get my hair done, my nails done, the place I'm going to go eat, I want to see that the person who's doing it has done it for themselves as well. So I commend you on the work that you're doing and your ability to be vulnerable and to say, I have blocks. All of us do. So I thank you so much for that. And I thank you for the question. Most people are blocked and they don't even know it because they're on the goal seeking. I have this goal. I want this goal. Why am I not getting the goal? So they don't even realize that they're blocked. And especially for the person who's been doing some work, and I'm going to say this was me initially, 12, 15 years ago. I had gone to workshops. I had read this book. So I did the work. Mm-hmm. But I did it on the surface. And I wasn't listening internally. We know when something's wrong, when you get that tinge, that ache in your stomach, you feel out of sorts, and you can even physically see it in yourself when somebody says something and it's a trigger, or you throw up the block. You can feel it in your own body, that neck ache, that twitch that you get. That's also what dis-ease is about. Mm-hmm. So identifying that, okay, I'm going to come to this and I'm going to be open that even if I've done the work, even if I'm acknowledging my block, there may still be parts of it that are hidden in a crevice that I haven't addressed and I haven't allowed to come out. And as well with the block, being able to know I have that trigger, I have that block, and I'm going to acknowledge it. And then I'm going to say, thank you for attempting to keep me safe and to protect me, because that's what it's about. I'm going to put you off to the side. I'm going to allow this vulnerability and to be open. And then you are going to witness me grow and manifest and become abundant. And then I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm going to bring you along with me to enjoy all of this. And I have literally had to do that work for myself.
So, I feel that truth. I get chills all over my arms and now it's going down my legs. It's so true. I mean, I get you because I've gone through that same experience. I mean, it's really important to bring along that pain, that wound, and embrace it, learn to love it, and celebrate. What I heard was really acknowledging your personal power and not losing sight of your intentions and your manifesting or desires, but to see, witness, observe, not ignore
Mm-hmm.
when there's blocks or worthiness issues, whether it's unconscious or conscious, that we rejoice in it and then love it and bring it along once we, are attracting or being part of that manifestation or being part of that abundance.
Correct.
So joining. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Because part of our wound, our trauma, our block is that very thing, the suppression of being able to express, the hurt because you've been traumatized, you've been told to shush, hide it, put it away, it's ugly, we don't want to share that in our family, in our community, we don't want to be vulnerable in that. That wound, that block needs that loving attention. That is why it's still there. And if you can acknowledge, and what I do recommend to people is step back as far as you can to remember the first time it happened, or at least the earliest that you can recall that wound was open, and to work with that. Because once you acknowledge that, it will not attempt to keep getting in the way when you're trying to manifest and move forward to those things that you want to ascertain.
Oh, so good, so good.